high ground, where I'm trying to talk about what's morally right, like always. So, today's topic is pretty much me talking about people. And not just talking about people, but talking about stupid people. Yes, today's episode is about stupid people. And what makes them stupid, and why are they stupid? so, um, let's just start off with this. There's people you can talk to that's easy to get along with, that got good sense and great sense of humor, good to spend time with, educated. Maybe you can get some kind of knowledge out of them, or share knowledge, collaborate, if you will. And there's those that you start to say something and they'll say the most ignorant shit you ever heard of in your life. And, excuse me for cussing or whatever. I know that's a thing now online. But anyway, yeah, it just doesn't make any sense how some people are just really dumb. And I mean, I don't care if they graduated from school or went to college, they still are really ignorant. And half of it comes from the primitive thinking people have. And I tend to think that some of the concepts that are still out there, with racism, first off, has to be the most ridiculous concept ever. I mean, I look at humanity in a whole different light. And I think that's because I don't have, I was raised on my own pretty much. So I taught myself. And I've always been alone a lot. Even though I have had parents, type of thing, people would, raise me, whatever. But on the whole sense of togetherness and whatnot, and hanging out with friends or even female lovers, it's just the whole thing is just like, I'm not codependent. I can go without any human contact a lot better than most people, because COVID didn't affect me at all. It was just like, to me, when it happened, I'm like, this is the perfect holiday disease or whatever, virus or pandemic, because I don't want to be around people, period, anyway. I'm very sociable. I can get along, and shoot the shit and whatever, but I get bored real quick, and I have to go because there's nothing I dig, and I get tired of being around people. So the thing about it is, it's just that when you a person who has that emotions, where you just sit there and you constantly think about wanting to be around people and liking people and wanting friends and stuff, you're not just putting yourself out there to meet people, you're putting yourself out there to meet stupid people. And you're making friends with people who don't need friends, to be honest with you. They're so into themselves and self-absorbed and full of bullshit that they want you to believe it and smell it and somehow step in it, and then you do, and the next thing you know, you're in trouble or something that happened. So that's half the reason why I choose to avoid dealing with people, because I don't want to be in someone else's drama. What you like isn't what I like, and what I like probably going to bore you, especially if you're a person who doesn't have no education whatsoever. And that's the thing I'm seeing in society nowadays, is talking to people and they have no intelligence. They say a certain word and they'll come up with something dumb that doesn't even relate to the word, or they think the word means something completely off the radar of what we were pointing at the radar at. So it's like, I don't know how to explain that any better, but it's stupid. And the dumbest thing I think is people assume way too much, okay? Act like I'm in Star Wars. You assume way too much. We can't let him know about the sea in it. Something like that. But honestly, it's like, I get really frustrated and pissed off. The dumber a person is, it really pisses me off and makes me angry, because I don't want to waste my time talking to no one, period. It's like, I don't want to waste my time talking about stuff that doesn't matter to me, doesn't matter to Jesus or anybody else. And it's just like, if we're going to be having a conversation, let's be real. I don't have time for lies and games and all that. When it comes to women, it's already known that they're going to play games and lie to a man. So that's expected. So it's like, don't even invest too much energy into that. But when a dude comes at you and they're steady in your face and they're lying to you and coming at you with all this bull, that's the most annoying shit in the world to me. I'm sorry. I know I keep saying the S word, but whatever. It's really annoying to me. I can't stand it. What the hell happened to, being real, And I'm just saying, like, I don't even want to talk to a dude that long. Period. I really don't. I can't stand other dudes. Most people, I can understand if brotherhood was a thing, and they're like, hey, you want to go fishing or camping, or let's go play sports or whatever. Okay, and that's the only time you guys meet up and you're friends, whatever. But just to hang around some other dude's pad and all that shit, and be in big groups of dudes and you go do something, it's stupid to me if I'm not on the same page with you, But I mean, it's not a thing where I'm gonna sit here and want to bond and all that, and especially with all the stuff that society put out there nowadays. Everybody's questionable now. You're like, what the hell? Who is this guy? Why is he like this? And it's just they're thinking all this weird sexual shit. And the funny thing about it is that I remember a time period, back in the '90s, even early 2000s, and even beyond that. It's like guys used to, especially black people in the black community, when white people would make jokes and it'd be sexual about their penis and all this gay stuff. Black people were like, oh, that's how white people are. That's just how they are. That's how they talk. But now, black people doing the same thing, and it kind of reminds me of the type of thing where, black people will come up with a phrase or a new style, and then white people will copy it, and then they try to be just like it, and so they'll steal that phrase and that style and do it, and so I see that happening with the black culture moving over to the stuff that they supposedly hated in the past, from the white culture, but act like it's normal. And before we'd be like, oh, that's something white people do. That's all white people stuff. But now you're doing the same damn thing. And on top of that, the whole race card thing, period. The black card, the white card, whatever card it is, okay? You throw the race crap out so much, it makes me wonder what their basis for comparison is to something that isn't racist. So, it's like, that sounds confusing as hell, but I'm just being real, because it doesn't make any sense to me. It really sounds stupid. To worry about pigmentation. Here's the key of all what I'm saying. That form of thinking, white, black, Mexican, Asian, this is what Mexicans do, or white people, and all this shit, is primitive thinking. It proves how stupid someone is. Because literally, I've been around every freaking culture on the planet, and all I can say is ignorance is something that's embedded in human DNA, obviously, and to put certain words to it is even more stupider to me. And it's like, oh, this person's color, that person's race, and all this shit. Here's the thing: there's no superior race, and I've said this billions of times on this thing, and it's the truth. There's no superior race. If one person go to jail for rape of one race and another person go to jail for rape, they all can. Okay, there's no law that says they can't because of their race. And so if that's the case, if every race can go to jail for the same damn crime, then that means no one is safe, no one is innocent, everyone's guilty, and can't be proven innocent. And every race is flawed. There's not one that's better. You can do statistics and numbers and see who's the biggest one in your county, who's doing what, and how they're doing it, Oh, what the hell's going on with lighting around here? But, yeah, you can do that, and it still will come out the same way. It will come out that everybody's guilty of the same damn crime. You can't say Asians are better than Mexicans, or whites are better than blacks, and then natives are like this and that. It's just like humans are just jacked up no matter what their skin color is, what they believe, and how they believe it, and how they go about to interact with people while they're doing it. And that's just my thing. So I could be wrong. You can have a whole bunch of bigot comments. I don't care, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, yeah, we got blood that bleeds the same, but we still have the same mental illness if everyone's still saying the same crap. And to me, if we're steadily moving forward with technology and super science, how is it that we're stuck in a mindset that goes back to, whenever America was founded? Because America just pretty much butchered every culture that came across them, along with the British that did the same damn thing. That's why they say colonizers in the Black Panther movies and whatnot. But it's just damn, there's a bunch of stuttering. But it's just a concept that just seems so outdated. You got so many, back in the day it was a whole thing with interracial dating was an issue, but that's beyond now because there's so many biracial people in the world now, and there's so many people that practice it and don't even think about it unless they come across someone who wants to point it out and make it a difficult issue. But yet those people that do that are the most dumbest people. And it's like when you come across somebody and they're in a relationship. Now you have a choice as an outside friend to sit there and just be a voice of encouragement or listen or try to give them some kind of inspiration to say stay in a relationship. But no, you get these girls that get with other girls, or you say, oh, don't do this, or you get guys that try to brainwash you and they hate the girl so they can go be with the girl. And the thing about it is, why would either of this people in this relationship, their own relationship, a guy and a girl, let anybody outside try to predict how their relationship should go? It means they got too many people involved in their life, and then most of the time they end up bitter and alone. I believe the biggest problem when it comes to relationship is how individuals talk to each other. And I'm just talking about the relationship between a couple, but I'm talking about from outside friends, family, and everything. If the dialect is all about them and the thing they're doing, then that means they're focusing on the wrong thing. You know, those people aren't supposed to tell you how to live your life. They're only supposed to be their support. So that's the dumbest thing that still goes on. And it's just so stupid how I keep saying stupid and dumb, but it's the honest to God truth. There's certain things you have to have boundaries on. There's certain things you have to have standards and value and hold yourself up to that value that you're trying to put out there. Negativity should be eliminated at all costs. So the most negative people in the world are the most dumbest people. And I'm just being honest with you. It's the most dumbest people, the most rudest people. It's the most dumbest. They're not trying to advance in any way, move steadily forward. They're not trying to be a positive thing in society. They're trying to destroy it. And you can see it every day with the drug addicts, with the crime and all kinds of crap. But at the same time, the things you don't see is the people, and this is the thing when it comes to entertainment too. You don't see the loving anymore, the hugging or the helping. Well, maybe there's hugging, but I don't want to hug nobody. I don't want to hug y'all unless you're female. Okay, and so that's the truth. Unless you're female, I don't want to hug you. So don't come up try to hug me unless you're female. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to recognize you if I do know you, because like my memory is going crazy as I'm getting older. I'm starting not to remember certain people unless you did something serious in my life that made me remember you. Something like you pissed me off, you done broke something or whatever the hell. I'm gonna remember you. But other than that, I ain't gonna remember you because I ain't spent enough time with you, and the impact was short. Might be very meaningful to you, but I've literally been around lots of people, so it's hard for me to keep focus on one. My phone is full of numbers, and I have no idea whose number is what half the time because I don't call anybody. I don't know. Maybe it's the whole 21st century thing. I just text here and there if that person has some form of relevance to me. But anyway, none of that has anything to do with anything I'm talking about. But well, yeah, it doesn't. But what I'm saying is, we gotta fight together to try to make this future, this grand future with technology and everything, work. And I'm starting to see things as a cesspool. And I mean, there's like garbage everywhere. Big dumpster or a big freaking river that's getting filled with sewer shit. Okay? And I see this everywhere. It's everywhere, okay? It's like the words that come out of people's mouth sounds ignorant. The way people go about living things. I just can look at things and be like, what is wrong with this situation? The inflation, and yet people talk about what they need to buy. They're struggling, but they want to buy the name brand and all this crap. The image thing. I don't care about image. Well, image comics, yes, but image in general, no. Because it's like, okay, we're trying to portray something that you're not. And that's the biggest point of this conversation, or this issue I'm talking about, is people that are dumb constantly portray something they're not. And even when they're portraying something they're not, they don't have enough knowledge on the things that led that individual they're copying or whatever to actually back it up. So they can't really back up the person they're trying to be because they're not even close to understanding that. And people don't even read anymore. So it's like, if you're not reading anything, then it's like you're not really obtaining knowledge. You're obtaining knowledge from these movies and videos and things, but the same thing about it is most of these people are lying. They're just acting a certain way to get money. Even with here on YouTube or podcasts, wherever it is, okay, people are trying to tell you a false lie or put your mind in a state to where you'll be able to be more perceptive, or you know what I'm saying, to what the issue is that they're trying to give it to you. You know, it's like the thing, they're forcing things down your back that you don't need. Let's just put it that way. And throwing all kinds of misinformation around from one place to the next, and you're getting hooked on all these things that's not truth, not reality. So a religious based truth seems very important to me, as well as understanding humanity as a whole, not just this day or this culture or Black History Month or Asian Month and all this stuff. Okay, it just needs to be an all-around understanding of humanity as a whole. Now you can say, "Oh, how can that happen?" It can happen. Trust me, I done studied damn near every culture on the planet and socialized with damn near every culture on the planet. And the thing about it is, I just see a pathetic human in front of me telling me something. And I don't care if it's a group of whatever race I walk in, I'm gonna be uncomfortable. Why? Because there's a group of them, and there's only one of me. So, yes, intimidation all around. Okay, and it is logical. It makes more sense than to sit there and just. I'm not gonna sit there with this prehistoric concept where, oh, well, this race is better, that race is better. How? I don't see it. I don't see white people better than black folk. I don't see black folk better than white folk. I don't see any other race better than nobody else. But the thing is, here's the thing I don't like, okay? I'm not gonna portray something I'm not. And one thing I noticed when hip hop really started getting big back in the day, and I was all into the Ice Cube and some other folk that was hip hop or rappers back then, because it wasn't called hip hop, really. And so I started trying to go like, yo, man, and, I'm speaking the language and the street talk and all that shit. And I realized to myself, this is stupid. And every time I start getting it down pat, someone come up with another damn phrase. So I was like, I'm not gonna keep talking like this. I'm gonna talk the way I normally talk. Either you like it or you don't. So that's just the bottom line. So it's like, there's no point in being something for somebody else if you can't be satisfied with who you are. And that's just the truth. It's honest to God truth. And you have to be satisfied with who you are. Not just satisfied, but you have to bring value to who you are. So you're more interesting and you're something worthwhile. You stand out from the crowd. People want to be you, and girls want to be with you, type of thing. But you can't have that if you're, all in the mix. You're all up in the streets, you're all up in the biz. You running your mouth, you're all doing this thing. And you think you're doing this thing, but the thing is doing you. And then it's dragging you down, and everybody else is around you. Either they with you or they against you. There's a prayer that Abraham prayed to God, and he said, curse those that curse me and bless those that bless me. And he was referring to the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah, and I forget what other thing was going on with that part of the Bible. But I thought about it the other day, and he had some. I said that word a bunch of times, and now I'm talking about something biblical and spiritual because, hey, whatever. This is moral high ground. But I thought about it the other day, and I was thinking like, God's prayer that Abraham made to him was, curse those that curse you and bless those that bless you. But I'm thinking he's human, so you're asking God to maybe do something outside of his range of judgment, even though God's judgment is supposed to be above all. And so I'm thinking that it shouldn't even be a prayer that someone human makes to God. It should be a prayer a human makes for God. Curse those that curse God and bless those that bless God. And that's just my opinion. And I know this, once again, I know I went off topic. It might not have anything to do to most of you guys. It may not have any relevance to stupid people, but in some sense it does. Because some people are so stupid, you gotta defend yourself against them. And because they're stupid, they're gonna fall for stupid things, which means they will give in to sin and evil with, just a grain of salt or a drop of a hat. I don't know how you want to say it, but that's what they would do. Okay, and so I believe that the best way to counteract that is just that, just the phrase itself. Curse those that curse God and bless those that bless God. It's not so much of yourself because they don't know what you believe until you tell them. But even if you don't tell them, the reason why that you don't tell them is because you're supposed to be defending your belief. Stand for what you believe in. Don't make yourself vulnerable for attacks. But at the same time, on the other sense, if you do tell them, okay, I respect it, but then here's the thing. I done had people who go, oh, no, you're not. Then try to tell me, no, I'm not, but you can't quote half the stuff I can. The thing I notice about churchgoers, and this is where I'm getting at, where it comes to stupid. Okay? I'm not talking about religion or God being stupid. I'm talking about people, humans, once again. The stupid part is the fact that you go to church and they tell you God created everything. He created the cosmos, the universe, the soil on your feet, on the ground, the dogs, the cats, the chicken, and all this stuff. Okay? And he created kings and queens and mountain hills and giants and lizards and quasars. Okay? He created all this stuff. God created every micro spigot. I can't even speak. Micro spigot. Anyway, he created these tiny little organisms. Spigot. Okay, but he created these tiny organisms, stuff we can't even see. He created so much stuff in the verse. Okay, everything in the verse is created by God. But when it comes to his greatest creation, his most loved creation, humans, they're so backwards, and this is where humans are stupid. Is because, okay, we created everything, including humanity, and made it his most loved, his most perfect creation. Why is it that we have certain churches? What is the black church, the white church, the Asian church, there's the Filipino church over here, all these different churches in the United States, right? And all of them different Christianities, and it's not based off of the true historical nature of God and stuff. It's just based on someone else's. So if someone reads the Bible, they analyze it, they become like a prophet or a priest or whatever, and they take off and make their own set. Make their own religious set, and the government help funds it. And so the thing about it, what is stupid is that people don't realize the government help fund these things. They think, oh, these guys are getting money from somewhere. No, they're getting it from the government's tax write-off on everything, and so forth. And so where I'm getting with this is that they can put all these things in these churches, and they'll tell you stuff like, oh, this race is bad, or you need money for blessings, and they won't even do that race thing. They won't throw the race card out, the ones that are being evangelists, because they want your money. They don't care what your skin color is. As long as they're getting the money coming in, it doesn't matter. But people are so stupid because they're not paying attention to what they're saying on these shows and on these stages about how, God will just give you abundance of money. Yeah, man. But it's true though. Times do happen where you get those blessings and things like that happen, but it's not something where every day you need to be praying for money. That's ridiculous. You got to work hard for what you need, for what you get, and take pride in it, and that's just my opinion. I don't care what it is. You can be making music, you can do whatever, but work on something to make sure you are financially set. But don't pray every day to God for those type of things, because greed is a sin. Greed is a form of evil, wickedness, and leads to all kinds of abominations. So try to be generous and helpful to those you can, but don't go out your way to the point to where these people don't respect you, because hey, they're just using you to get what they can, and that person's a bum and needs to do something with themselves. So my point is, when it comes to the stupid part of what I was trying to say, is because I kind of went everywhere again, is that it's really stupid to me that you got all these freaking churches, and here's a white church, here's a black church, here's a Mexican church. I don't think people really understand the concept of heaven and God's vision. because there's colors in heaven that we haven't never even seen here on earth. Okay, there's all kinds of colors of things we ain't never seen. And when it comes to a soul, I'm pretty positive all souls are the same type of looking thing, same spark. You know, maybe there's, and since I'm calling it a spark, a ball of electricity, energy, you know, an essence of a soul, then you have to honestly think, okay, well then maybe there's a little light one, or there's a blue one, or whatever. There's some kind of energy, but whatever it is, it's different than whatever our skin color is. So it doesn't really matter, because if the God created everything in the verse, and we're the most loved thing, then he's gonna sit back and go, I love all humans I created, except for those guys. Those won't make me mad. Even though in the Bible it says they know he got a problem with different cultures, but the different cultures that problem would have some kind of demonic ties to them, and different gods they believe in that are ready to destroy all of mankind. You know, and there's just so many things. And you can even look at the flood as, oh, God was trying to wipe out people. No, he was trying to wipe out Nephilims, which were, you know, pretty much giants. In Hebrew, it means giant, and Titus or Titans mean giant, and giant itself means giant. But it was something that made me think about something when it comes to Titans and demigods, because demigods are supposed to be a combination of God and humans put together. And at the same time, giants are supposed to be angels and humans put together. So they're kind of the same thing, you know? And I just recently thought about this just a couple days back, and I'm thinking, like, all the Greek demigods are actually titans, and the same thing as Nephilims. And the reason why I say this is because there's a story where Hercules goes and he goes to meet Atlas, and Atlas was holding the star, separating it from Earth. He's holding it up, and you know, he had to go do something. I can't remember what the hell it was. And Hercules comes along, and he was part of his trials or whatever, Hercules 12 trials or whatever. And he holds the thing up for Atlas. And Atlas is a titan and a giant, if you don't know. So he held it up, and he held it up so much to a point where he couldn't hold it no more. And Atlas tried to trick him to make him hold it forever. And Hercules found a way to convince him to do it again. The thing about it is he's a demigod, and everything he did before he got to Titus made him a regular sized man. Now, unless Hercules can grow to the size of a titan to be able to separate the sky from Earth, that automatically makes him a titan in the beginning. Maybe one that became fully man-sized by the time he got to Atlas, or whatever, you know. But and now I just went off in the Greek mythology, so I'm really lost now. You know what I was trying to say. But my point is, you want to be big. You want to be seen. You want to be loved and friendly and all this stuff. To be the size of a Titan or Nephilim, that's something that most of us can't do. But to be that big in a mental form that they got out here, mental visual form, you have to be very, very wise on the things you're doing. You have to stay away from negativity, focus only on the projects at hand that you're trying to make go forth. And you can't let anybody in that's not worth dealing with. It's just, I mean, you can talk to people all day, but I'm telling you, people say the dumbest crap nowadays, and it's like, why am I even talking to this person? You waste your whole energy, your whole day, ruin your day, you know, they drop shit on your coconuts, and it's not cool. So, my point is, and this is just what I'm saying, if you want to separate things and make it a black thing, a white thing, and I'm using the church as an example, you want to make a black church, a white church, and all these other churches, then you haven't really integrated anything. Everything is still separated. You know, we want to talk about integration and practice separation throughout this nation. And I think this is the thing that keeps that primitive thought of racist rhetoric going. Okay, steady going on about, oh, that black, this person, this, and white people, that. So if we keep a separation in the places like churches and jails and prisons because I mean you can be out here all day long in the regular city and think, oh, okay, there's no racism and all that crap. As soon as you go in jail, you need to be over there with the white people. They can be like, oh, listen to your music. No, you gotta be over there with the white people. This is the white table. That's the black table. This is the Asian table. Even though there's not that many Asians in jail, but yeah, it's the Asian table, right? So it's like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing where you have to truly ponder what society is trying to put out there, and because the education levels are so dumb, and I mean, like, honestly, if you were to be someone from just back 30 years ago to people now and have them talk to each other, there'd be a big gap. I mean, a huge gap, and you can already see that with parents and children nowadays. It's a big gap because they don't know what it is. They don't know what it means to be like, fighting for ultimate supremacy. Men used to fight. Okay, y'all used to fight. We used to go up and slap girls in the butt. We used to go up and it would start a conversation. You could do any of this stuff, and you're a man. And it's masculine. It's a man thing. Is what we do. Okay, but now it's gone. Okay, the word femininity is thrown out so many times, so many different ways, and it makes no damn sense to me anymore. It sounds like an excuse for a woman that's afraid to be with a man. A woman that's afraid to take on the full responsibility of being a woman. I don't care how many times a woman gets sexy, dresses up and says she's a woman, unless you give childbirth, that's when you actually become a true woman, I think. Because you done filled all aspects, all essence of being a woman. Okay? You was able to give birth to prove that you're the ultimate woman because you can give birth to a child. You can give that love, that empathy and compassion, things that only women can truly have, But I see it lost in all these things when it comes to the things nowadays, when like Instagram models or sex workers and things like that. Yes, being a sexy woman is what dudes like and want, but we want one that's actually sweethearted, that's nice, and listens, is willing to be your friend, all that, But you can't get all that if this is sexy and you stick your tongue out and all that. After a while, it just becomes like a horror movie because some of y'all ain't as cute as you think you is, and they lie to you. You need to go sit your ass down somewhere. And that's just my opinion. And you can take it to the bank, okay? Take it to the bank. I am tired of the bull, and I'm tired of the stupid. Man, you can't have a conversation. I mean, there's some people that you really like them, and you tell them something, and then you find out how stupid they are, and you're like, what the hell was I wasting my time with this person for? And I give people a chance. I give them more than one chance, to the point that I don't want to give any more. So, unlike most people, I just walk away. I won't call you, I won't show up, any of that, because I'm not gonna let your negativity. I'm not gonna be a part of your lifestyle if your lifestyle is you're already set in what the things you're saying your lifestyle is, what you like and what you don't like. And if none of it follows mine at all, I don't see why I have to be there. Now you can say that it's selfish, that's rude, whatever, but it's the truth. You do not have to put yourself around people who don't live or think the way you do. I don't give a damn if you're related to them or not. I don't care if there's someone you love or not. You do not have to stick around. You can get out of that whole situation. You can call certain places and get help if that's what you want to do. I think all that's just brainwashing tactics, but it works for some people. Therapy and all that works for some people. But me, I just think it's a way to experiment on the human brain through medication. I don't think it's something that really works. Yeah, I could be crazy as hell, but you know what? I'm actually the guy you want to count on when the time comes to things. So, I don't know where I'm going too much with this because it's so obvious and clear to me. But it's one of the biggest frustrations right now I'm dealing with is people who aren't really stupid and childish. And, anybody that says, there's certain things, okay, that you guys say a lot. I hear on the internet and all over the place. And I'm just thinking how stupid it sounds. It's like, for example, when you hear this stuff, they got all these videos of these guys hating girls and vice versa. And you always hear these girls say things like, oh, I want a guy with 6 figures and all that. Man, if I had all that money, I'm not going to be waiting for a girl who wants me with money. I'm just going to be doing my thing. I'm building something. I'm moving on. And it's stupid. But the thing they say most all the time is, 'cause that's fake. Honestly, that's fake. It's not gonna happen. Okay, but honestly, the thing is that's so stupid is when they say, how many notches on your belt? How many people you been with? That's so childish and primitive to me. Like I literally cannot count. I really can't count. It's been so. I mean, and I already know from talking to other people that I'm more experienced and I sound like a slut or whore, a dude whore, talking about the women I've been with. But I can't tell you the number. And it's honest to God truth. Because why? I quit counting a long freaking time ago. I done fell in and out of love so many times, it's ridiculous. And I just realized I'm not good at it. I think it takes practice as a skill you have to develop that I've never developed in the right way. So it doesn't work. It's a loner I stay. Bachelor, whatever. Okay? So, and that's just the honest to God truth about it. And I mean, it's just, why sit there and say that stupid shit? Oh, how many women you been with? How many men you been with? You're either gonna accept the person for who they are or you're not. You know what I'm saying? You take them as they come because they ain't gonna stay too long, so you might as well get to know them. That's the way I look at it. I can't judge that. Okay, you probably sitting with a guy right now. So what's the big deal? So I don't get it. And it's just the honest to God truth. So, I mean, like right now, there's a big problem with this country when it comes to drugs. And it's all over the place. It's pretty much legal now. Let's just admit it. All drugs are legal now. Okay? The thing that's bad when it comes to this scenario and this whole concept is the fact that the brain is the strongest muscle in the body. It needs to be harnessed. You gotta train it. You gotta teach it. I mean, I went days on end reading books over and over and stuff. There's so many things I've read and so many things I've done. I mean, look at my library. It's behind me over here. But, I don't know. There it is. All my books is back there. But, honestly, it's like, why sit there and like, I don't know, why sit there and just try to fit into a concept where you put yourself out there and you act like you're so smart, but yet you're not trying to fully research the things you want to learn and the things you want to do and help the people you truly want to help. Why put yourself out there for a relationship if you automatically have all these rules and boundaries and things? You just might as well try to figure yourself out and see if that's truly what you want. On top of the fact that some of y'all is not attractive. I don't give a damn what you think. Somebody lied to you, I'm telling you. It's like, so honestly. So it was just like, I don't know. I ain't even trying to get on that, but it's just really stupid how the whole one little concept, whatever it is on the internet, was able to change the female culture to a big majority of female morons. And the same thing with the guys. It's changed all these guys and they're thinking pretty much they're all posers. They're all posers trying to act like they're the shit and hard, and they're not doing nothing. Like literally, I beat the hell out of motherfuckers back in the day, and I'm just saying. And think about it, I'm getting older, so it's like I don't even want to do that. I'm humble now, but that humbleness bothers people. Humbleness and me laughing, being happy, whatever, it bothers people. So because it bothers people, that means they can't find that joy. They're like, what is he happy about? What is he laughing about? I'm gonna kick it in, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna ruin it. This is what happens. This is what happens, not just to me, but to anybody who feels that harmony, that peace, that balance. And they try to take you out of your character. So if you see me go out of my character, and I start cussing someone out, or someone might videotape me kicking somebody in the guts, I've usually been doing that lately. So it was only when aggressive and you pushed me to that point. Other than that, I'm cool. I'm not just going to run around, start fighting people, whatever. I'm just like, you go in the woods, you see an animal, they look at you for a minute, then they run away. That's me, because I don't know what I'm capable of. I don't know what I'm capable of. I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about me. Okay, there's been times I done snapped and shit happened and I didn't even know what happened. So it's best to treat me cool. Like I said, take me as it comes, because I ain't gonna stay too long. Just this, so you just gotta take it as it is. But there's no point in trying to get on somebody's bad side right away. The thing is, the culture's falling. The education system flawed everybody. The financial stuff going on is hazardous to our health because hey, we might not even be able to buy medicines because things are so skyrocketed. You can't buy medicine to fix something for in someone's heart or a leg or whatever. Because I really want to say heart because look what the number one problem is most of the time: heart attacks, heart disease, cancer, all this stuff. So if everything's skyrocketing, they're going to charge you medication. It's bad. It's bad. It's so bad. They don't even want to give you medications in Portland, Oregon no more. They really want you to be out there on drugs. And so that's the thing. They'll give you fentanyl before they give you an opiate, an oxycodone or something to fix your leg or whatever. So it's stupid. And what really blows my mind is so many things are obvious when it comes to the government and society, and yet no one else sees the shit. And to some people that do see it, it's like, whoa, you see it too? Wow, everybody is. But at the same time, you get those people out there that enjoy it being this corrupt. They get a kick out of things being bad. We can't let these type of people dictate how the rest of the world go because we'll all be dead. We'll all be dead. There's someone back there laughing about everything. Laughing about your kids not eating, laughing about you not being able to keep a steady job. They're laughing about all this stuff. They're laughing about how dumb you are because you sat there and thought public school education was top notch. When all reality, they was training us to be a bunch of dicks and losers and just labor workers. Okay? And that's the truth. You have to get your own knowledge the way. You got to learn how you learn. Figure out how you learn. Do it, research it, and keep doing it. And then once you've got it, don't lose it. Learn that way. And you'll be able to obtain enough knowledge in less than no time. You can spend a whole year just reading books. After that year, I guarantee you that you are 10 times smarter than the average person you're talking to. And I don't just mean just read like business books or, definitely not just romance books if you read that type of stuff. Me, I sat down for multiple years and read philosophy, religious books, mythology, science, all this stuff, to where I'm at right now, where I can sit there and I can talk about these issues, and it seems like, I've got college education. I read books literally, and it's not no thing where, and I just think that's another thing too. People use that label college, like they're above you, they're better than you because they went to college. What do you see from college all the time? You talk about all these hazing parties they have and these stupid dorms and then they have rape and all this other crap. I think there was a couple years ago some girl was getting attacked by some racist chick and some stupid nonsense. It's just really all it is daycare for wealthy people. It's daycare, 20-year-old daycare. Let's say the pre-adult daycare. Okay? Lincoln never went to college and became president of the United States of America. And there's lots of other people who either dropped out of school or whatever, became successful as hell. Some of the actors that and love, and even musicians. They all dropped out and still became, because the thing is, they found their passion, they found the thing. They knew the best and worked at the best. And they were able to move on. And so it can happen the same way for anybody else. You just got to put your ankles in it. You got to dip in the dive and making it smackety. So I'm just saying this is a thing, and I'm just trying to make it sure I'm not the only one seeing the ignorance. And this is a time and a place for everything. There's a time to change and grow. I believe if you reach a certain age, you should already be trying to grow. There's a certain change happens when you become a certain, like even when you become from a teen to 20-year-old, there's a certain change. You got to adapt to a world different than what you did before when you're just getting up, going to school and going to lunch and hanging out with your buddies or whatever. But then when you get older, it's like, okay, well now I got to find out how to pay this damn bill. Oh, now I got a car insurance bill. Oh, let's forget the freaking buying freaking the PlayStation today because now we gotta buy freaking groceries. That's not gonna last long. We're gonna have to find a way to get more money. Oh, let's get food stamps. You gotta think all this, all this crap happens, and you're just like, why does it keep happening? Who made the system so complex, so jacked up, so messed up, to where we need all this stuff, like freaking Just like, seriously, who made it so messed up? And then you got taxes, and you got to pay taxes on top of taxes. You got to pay the money back. Oh, we're supposed to borrow money from ourselves because the government's out of money. And then like all this, I can go on and on and on. It's the most chaotic system in the world. And I believe it needs to be restructured. It needs to be redone. A great reset needs to happen in America to put things right. Okay? Financial reset, freaking job reset, educational program reset, definitely. Because like I said, we're talking about stupid people. Okay? Stupid people, stupid things, stupid decisions, stupid children. Okay? And it's all because no one's paying attention to the big picture. No one is safe. No one is above anybody. We're all tiny little ants and specks. Just watch that Nova thing when they sent the damn ship out there, and then freaking they sent this thing out there to go blow up this big ass meteor. Okay, and when they did, you just see the people in NASA, and they're sitting there with these little buttons like, "Oh, we did it! Oh!" Some guys like that, and he's like, he's like, "Oh!" All right, because they freaking blew this thing up. But when you watch the space footage of it, it's like. It's like a tiny little speck hit this giant object, and I'm like, holy crap! You know, I'm just by watching this thing, I'm like, holy crap, we look like ants because this giant thing, this massive thing in space they showed, and then they showed this tiny little speck of something that we shot up there, hit the thing, go beep, and he's gonna go, oh, it happened! Oh my god! Ah, right, and nothing happened. It was like we looked tiny because a little speck looked tiny, and if that thing they sent up was bigger than us, like bigger than a boat or a ship or a plane or whatever, and it looked like a speck hitting this giant object in space, then we are tiny. We're like, there's no reason why anybody should kill an ant because they're like our ancient ancestors. I'm just saying, if that's the way you want to do the whole revolution, evolution, micro evolution, macro evolution type of thing. So evolution is jacked up, y'all. But survival of the fittest, they say, and I don't think too many people are fitted. And I'm pretty positive other people with intelligence sees that too, and sees what the Great Reset is actually happening right now as we speak, but happening in a way where they're letting the drug addicts eliminate themselves in the street, which gets rid of half of the dumb people. They're letting these people run around with their own lusts and desires that are violent now, and will automatically lead to some other kind of disaster and chaos, because especially how women think now and talk on these little shows. Like, I'm not trying to bash women here, I'm trying to explain them shows you watch with that girl Penny, or whatever her name is, Pearl, that's what her name is, Pearl, and Andrew Tate and all those type of stuff. If you listen to all that stuff, you start to think after a while, if women are acting this way and then guys act like they can't get none all the time, then eventually rape will come back on the table, and it's not going to be a good thing. Or SA, as they say on there. I'm trying to be politically correct a bit. I think that's why I got no algorithm crap happening with this thing. So, to be honest, okay, the biggest problem is we're doing all these different things to take away from opportunities that can move us forward and make us succeed in life. And I think the biggest problem is you have too many stupid people involved in holding these people back, because they like the party, they like the fun, they like this and that. But somewhere down the line, it automatically messes up people's lives. And in the end, someone has to pay the consequences for all these actions. And not just the consequences, they have to suffer the fate of all the things they've done if they haven't found redemption or any kind of, how can I say, repentance from something. The best thing I can say is don't give up on people, but don't, feed them with a silver spoon, let's put it that way. Keep your distance, but don't give up on them. But try to make sure things work out, but then try to help them learn something and encourage them. But don't beat them down, none of this crap where you go in the hood and, who is you? Why you up in our hood? Oh my God. And our female don't need to be so damn hard and dogging to do that. The guy that's more nicer might help you out faster than the thug you want to sit there and bone that's actually boning your girlfriend and your cousin and your aunt, So you just got to figure it out. for yourself. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and just, you know, I'm not just saying things. There's logic and knowledge in what I'm saying and power. I just want someone to get it and learn it and obtain it to make their lives better and the people around theirs. Am I what I'm saying morally right or wrong? I don't even know anymore. But I think it's an issue that needs to be talked about. And yeah, in a way I'm insulting people, and in a kind of way I'm trying to say I have the moral high ground and everybody's beneath me. If I thought about it in that aspect or sense, but I'm really just frustrated with stupid people. So. Because I really am. And I don't even know how any other way to say it. So, yeah. And that's just me venting my frustration. So morally, share the education, share the knowledge. And here's the one I really hate before I change up and try to sign off, is I hate the people who sit there and they want to seriously dog somebody. Like black folk in our like culture will dog another black person because they speak proper English or they have more intelligence, and because of this they have to be some kind of sellout to this other person, whatever. Literally, I'm not no sellout. I've been raised in the hood. I come from the hood and occasionally sleep in the streets in the hood. But nah, that part's stupid. But seriously, I ain't got all kinds of stuff I've been around and seen in my life that comes directly from coming from a black neighborhood. Now, that has nothing to do with, me not being black enough, whatever, but I'm not going to sit back and limit myself from obtaining knowledge. Okay? You have to obtain knowledge at all costs to be able to fight against the people who don't have the knowledge that's trying to take you down or trying to stop you from living the life the way you need, or trying to make you move forward in your life so you can make enough money to succeed and not have to depend on these idiots that call themselves your friends. It's one of them things where people, friends is a different concept from when you're a child. You just have buddies you hang out with. Hey, let's go play. Hey, you got the same color I do. You're my friend. But when you're growing up, it's more like, I'm just putting this in a sense that maybe my younger followers will understand. But what I'm saying is, it's like, when you're older, it's like, if you have a friend, you got to be able to rely on this friend to help you out, but you can't. It's like you sit there and go, hey, I'm gonna, let's say, I need to fix my car on Tuesday. You want to help me change my brake pads and fix my alternator? Okay, yeah, I'll be there. But they don't come, right? They don't come. And it's like, okay, I need to go do this or that. I know, they'll flip out because you're not there. You're not coming to help them or whatever. But in my sense, I sit there, I'll go like, hey, you called me, I'm a man of my word. If I can remember, that's my only problem is memory. So, so I'll be like, oh yeah, you want me to go here Thursday? You doing what? Okay, I'll be there. But that's the problem though. When you're really down and out, you need a friend, you can't find it. So that's the difference between being a child and a grown person. A grown person is harder to keep friends because people won't live up to those words and things. And then the problem too is making friends with people who's not on your same page. If you're a working person, you literally can't have that friend that's just sitting around doing nothing, blowing up your phone, trying to drive you crazy, trying to chase you down to talk about, oh, how come you didn't call me? Are you serious? Like, go get a job. Like, simple, So when it comes to being a grown-up, you can't think no more like the child saying, okay, I need a friend or I need this lover. You gotta think like, is this person on the same page I am? Are they got the same goals and ambitions that I do to move steadily forward and try to succeed? If not, or even their creativity styles is nothing and they try to depend on you to help their creativity work, but they don't want to put no effort into it themselves, and that means they don't have faith in themselves, and so why should you have faith in their project if they can't figure it out for themselves? Even if you did do just a little bit of the work to try to make it work and they did nothing, then obviously they're using you, and it's a waste of time and money. And with that all being said, I hope I morally made some sense to somebody. I keep throwing the word around. But anyway, this has just been today. I'll come back later on this week to talk more seriously and look forward to an upcoming podcast that I will be doing on YouTube podcast. But other than that, check out my mini shorts I've been doing lately on my other YouTube channel, as well as You know me, I'm all over the place. So you might see me on some crap on Instagram too with some girl. So anyway, peace be with you all. Blessings upon you always. Start following me. Just subscribe. Why the hell not? It won't hurt. You might learn something stupid. Nah. But I respect you all, and good night.